wonder how TV writers outline a pilot from scratch? Well, let me show you my personal step-by-step writing process. Welcome to part 2 of my step-by-step writing process, and today we're going to talk about character creation. As an award-winning screenwriter who has a background in creative development, I'm here to tell you that great TV starts with unforgettable characters. It's the characters we fall in love with, and then the plot. Now, this is a back and forth argument. I'm telling you, if your plot is not driven by who your character is and the choices they make, you are not writing a story. I said it. I'm a firm believer that great story comes from real, authentic, likable characters. Now, for me, when I'm starting a new TV show idea, it's usually inspired by my actual life. Go see part 1 for details on how I brainstorm and ideate new ideas for TV shows. And so my characters are usually loosely based on me and or my group chat. Obviously, you don't want to write every story specifically about yourself, so you have to flesh out who your characters are. So when it comes to my hero, which is my protagonist, my antagonist, and my surrounding supporting characters, I always take the time out to just kind of flesh out who they are. So I usually start with her physiology. What does she look like? How old is she? What ethnicity is she? Because culture can impact your experience in the world, right? Is she in shape? Is she overweight? Because that can impact how people see you, right? So step 1 is, what does your character look like? Up next is her sociology. So where does she grow up? How does she grow up? What class system was she a part of? So did she grow up working class and is now middle class? How much money is she making? Is she satisfied with her salary? How is this impacting her drive and her goals for the story? Is she working long hours? How is that impacting her mental health? So really just kind of flesh it out. Don't think too much about it. Just kind of get to know who your characters are. But then we're going to talk her psychology. So what is her attachment style? If you're writing a romantic comedy or romance or fantasy romance, her attachment style, and then learn about attachment theory and how that can impact your character's reaction to her love interests. What is her birth order, right? Because I'm a firm believer in birth order theory. So is she an oldest child? Is she an only child? Is she the youngest? Learn about birth order theory, because that can totally impact who your character is and how she reacts to life. What was her core wound as a child? What was her chief disappointment that kind of led her to be in the space that she's in? And what mental space is she in now when we start the story? Let's recap. So to create a genuine 3-dimensional character, we want to know, what does she look like? How does she grow up? How does her mind work? Stay tuned for part 3, which will be about how to create the vibe and the mood board of the show.